for being on the show today, Annie.
Oh, well, thank you for coming in. Nice to see you.
It's good to be here. We were just driving by the other day and we saw it, so we had to come here. Yeah, basically. We didn't even have a wallet with us. Had to like run home.
Must have live food.
Yes. Good. When did you start this?
We opened, it's a project I began about a year ago, but we just opened 3 months ago. We're just at the 3-month mark now, so it's still pretty new. Great staff though, and the food rocks, and it's a really cool place in Hollywood right now too, so right here in Sunset.
Yeah, it's beautiful. So many plants, so much light.
Yeah, check out this one. This is a Brazilian ficus. It's totally like Dr. Seuss type of a plant. Very dominant, I love it.
How did you get this space?
Well, I've been wanting to do a new shop. I had one in New York, Jubb's Longevity, and I ran it for about 8 years, and we just closed it about a year ago.
Okay.
And I wanted to do something out here. I've been living in Hollywood, and it was kind of a deal to keep getting back to New York. So, so this place came up, and it's within walking distance from my house. I get to walk to the shop every day, and it's like, for Hollywood especially, that's very, very lovely. So, yeah, the space is about twice the size what I had in New York, so more elbow room, and yeah, I'm loving it.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I get to eat all the fat food without having to make it myself, right?
And you were mentioning that that's actually why you started this one? This place?
Well, that's why I usually do things, is because I'm hungry and I'm tired of making my own juices every day, my own blended beverages. And come here, I can have my electrolyte lemonade, I can have my green juice and all the fat food, and there's wonderful people that make it for me every day. So, yeah, it's good. And I get to play in the kitchen too. I love to write recipes, but I don't necessarily want to have to cook them out every day.
Right. Especially when you're working so hard.
Yeah, well, I'm working on other things, Nice to be fed along the way.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And how have you come up with all the dishes that you have?
Most of these are dishes that I've written over the last 20 years. Like this electrolyte lemonade, for example, is a really magical, delicious formula. There's only 5 ingredients in it, and I designed it actually when we were getting a lot of HIV-positive patients in the early 1990s. We wanted something that could clean up the liver and the thymus gland and all the endocrine system actually, that tasted really yummy, that was something in a beverage people wanted to eat every day. So it's lemons, it has a little bit of pear in there, which makes people have good bowel movement, so it's very good for evacuation. And it has a really good high-quality coconut oil in it too. So as you know, coconut oil is very antibacterial, antifungal, it's super hygienic, and it really helps to clean out the thymus gland, especially if there was a lot of drug use and things like this in the past, or even just a lot of heavy metals or a lot of the chemicals that people are having to deal with every day. It has a little bit of electrolytes in it, which is Celtic sea salt, so living sun-dried ocean water, and a really good, beautiful charged water. It goes through a 9-stage filtration system here because the water in Los Angeles is very dirty. So we have a really nice filtered system, water that actually puts a vibrational frequency back into it as well. It remineralizes it. So the water is pretty special just in of itself. And one other thing, lemons and a little bit of honey. So it just tastes like a creamy lemonade, but it's actually really medicinal. It's highly medicinal.
That's the one I keep getting. I really like it. And your other dishes, what are your signature dishes?
Well, this is a sprouted wild rice pilaf I'm going to make here. This has lots of veggies in it, and the wild rice is it's actually botanically a grass seed. It's not really rice. But they call it wild rice, and it's still hand harvested by the Manitowoc Indians up on the Great Lakes in the north. And so it's got really good energy, like they're hand harvesting it, and it tastes like a rice too. It gives you like that nice, chewy, kind of nutty, woodsy rice energy that you just kind of want sometimes.
Right.
And in pilaf, so we make just a really nice little turmeric and olive oil and really yummy dressing that goes with it. But it's pretty simple, and it only takes 2 days to sprout. So if somebody wants to get an easy in to sprouting, that's a really easy thing to do because it's hard to go wrong. You just eat it when it's soft. So that's our wild rice pilaf. And what else do we have here? We have this is one of my favorite dishes. It's kind of going over big in the raw food world right now too, which is these kelp noodles. And these kelp noodles rock. They're just made out of raw kelp, right? And so it's kind of like an angel hair pasta. It has the texture and consistency of maybe like a cellophane noodle. So it has a really pleasing kind of, pasta texture to it, which I think is really important because texture is 9/10 of the Italian,
Yeah.
pasta story right there. And then you throw your sauce on it, and it's whatever the sauce is, it dominates the pasta. So this is a pesto cream. It's vegan, of course. We make the cream out of nuts and seeds, and then it is just a straight up pesto too with ground basil and pine nuts and the usual suspects. But this is really yummy too because it smells so fragrant. We get this amazing basil in here, and it's like so fresh,
Way too all the way over here.
Yeah.
How do you get everything so light? Or what's your number one tip for keeping your recipes light and uplifting?
Well, freshness. That's, we have a delivery. We go through so much produce here. We have produce delivered like every day of the week. You guys are like, I can't believe you're going through cases and cases of produce. But we juice a lot here. We blend a lot, and then everything has to be made really fresh. My concept for Life Food Organic was that I wanted fast food to go. Like we're right across the street from Jack in the Box. There's always a line around the corner. Like people like the convenience of prepared foods, but with the highest quality ingredients and super fresh, just made within an hour or two. So even our smoothies, we make them every couple of hours. Our juices, we have a green juice here. That's my favorite green juice. It's apple, cucumber, kale, and lemon. Just tastes like a little lemon, a little grape, or a little lime or lemon and apples, green apples. There we go. But the kale is really important because anything, as you know, dark leafy greens are really important, and we really don't get enough in our diet. We're loaded with magnesium, and magnesium is like nature's tranquilizer. It keeps us really calm inside. It makes our muscles really calm too. So if you have crampy feet or crampy muscles or a little muscle twitch somewhere, it's always a magnesium deficiency. So try to squeeze as many greens and highly nutritive foods into each recipe so that somebody can heal. Well, my background is really to do with turning around degenerative diseases specifically. So, even in the raw food categories, you'll find foods that are very high in sugars, they're very high glycemic rate foods, or they have a very fast-moving sugar to them, like carrots and beets and dates and things like this. So I don't use much of those at all, and if I do, I always anchor those sugars down with a protein and a fat. Right? So really good fat and really good protein, and then the liver can hang on to that sugar for a lot longer until you actually need it, until you can jump up a flight of stairs or go chasing after your little kid or whatever, but you have the power on hand. Whereas if you eat a candy bar or something very fast-moving sugars like this, a soda pop, it gets into the liver, and the liver's like, what am I going to do with this sugar? It's really an unworldly sugar. It's not recognizable to the liver, right? So the liver can't hang on to it. It feeds it back into the bloodstream, and then the pancreas is like having to produce a lot of insulin. And insulin resistance diseases are the number one modern world diseases that we're always dealing with now. It has to do with just these really fast-moving sugars that come from either super hybridized foods or foods that have been packaged for a long shelf life, which is like most of the food we're eating, right? Yeah, and that tends to be right there. So anyway, so this is something it should be delicious food, but it should also be thoroughly nutritive, and it shouldn't cost the body anything to actually to produce that food, to turn it into something good energy, right?
Yeah.
And so they're all healing foods, and they're healing recipes as well.
I always feel like it. Very uplifting and energizing, easy to digest.
Yeah, easy to digest. That's a really key thing. 'Cause most Americans, most everybody in the modern world is either very grossly or very slightly digestively exhausted. And so we want to give everybody a little break, be able to break things down easily in the system, and food that, is, even if it's really difficult to chew, that we actually grind it down a little bit so it gives you, so most people don't chew food as well as they really ought to. They're always swallowing big chunks of food, so the food here is designed so that even if you don't chew your food so well, you'll be able to digest it really pretty efficiently.